men'shealth.com.
World's longest
Welcome in. Good afternoon. It's the Ticket Punchers here on 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. I'm your host, Roman Kelly, joined by my co-host, Curtis Phillips, as we take you guys down till 6 o'clock per usual here on the Big X, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Excited to chat, excited to get into all of our sports betting talk here on the Big X with Curtis. We'll have a little bit of Derby talk centered around our show here today, as I don't think we'll have a Friday show today on Friday, Curtis, at least not on the radio. I'm definitely willing to do a show, but I'll be at the track, so we'll have to make that happen, see if we can what that means for Matt Childress as well. But Curtis, excited to be in with you. How are you doing today, sir? How's the week been treating you so far? How's your Derby week going?
Excited to be here with you as well, Roman. It's been a great week. Fun week in Louisville, as we know, getting ramped up for Derby. I've been nonstop researching the Derby bets pretty much all week, all morning. So excited for all the races we'll have pretty much the whole entire week. So yeah, ready for an exciting week.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready to start getting into some Derby talk and Derby races, and I'm ready to start making some money on something different than the basketball and the baseball and the hockey a little bit as well. It's that one week where you get to make some money based on sports, but it's not anything that you're typically used to watching. So you got to go find those information and those little tips and sheets wherever you can. So we will be getting into that here a little bit towards the end of the show today, Curtis. Curtis, I want to let the listeners know, obviously, we want their thoughts. We want their comments on our Game Day Men's Health text line at 502-414-1450. Game Day Men's Health is redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, and sexual performance therapy. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com, defining a new era in men's health. Philly, let's go over our punches from last night. I had a weird night. We hit both jabs. We go 3-2 on our official punches. What was the record for you last night?
I was right there with you, 3-2 as well. Hit one of our Dinger Tuesdays on the home runs. One got voided, so we had an all right night. And as far as the punches go,
definitely. Let's get into them, Curtis. Walk us through what you had the MLB last night and what that record was, and then the MLB and the NBA props that you had last night.
Yeah, we were both on the Rays. I was on the money line. You was on the +1.5. Ended up 1-0. Got a little sweaty there in the ninth. Guardians had two in runners in scoring position with one out. So they got a little sweaty, but Rays come through for us. We were also on the Astros team total over 3.5.
Thought they were going to show us some love at the end there.
Yeah, they finished at 3. They couldn't get the Shane Baz, so they got to the bullpen pretty late, but at that point it was late. So we end on the hook there. So we also had Braves money line -124. That was pretty much sweat free. OG Anunoby over 24.5 points and rebounds. That came through for us. Luckily, he finished at 27, but there was a blowout, so he didn't play a lot of that fourth quarter, but he came through for us before he got substituted out. And then we was on the Stars money line at -125. They did not come through for us. The Wild looked like they wanted it more out there. So the Wild do overcome the Stars. And then we hit one of our Dinger Tuesday picks with Juan Soto. So Juan Soto comes through for us. Didn't hit Sal Stewart, and Junior Caminero got voided. So we go 1 of 2 on our home run pick. So not bad.
That's a positive night right there. I mean, it's 1-1-1 really. If you count the void or the push on the dinger that you get your money back on. So you don't really. I'm not going to make you count that one as a loss, especially on Dinger Tuesday, which are on the jab category, right? Plays that we're playing, but they don't go against our record. Just for the sake of the listeners who are interested in whatever we may be betting outside of what we discuss on the norm. Curtis, lovely night there. When you add the dinger in, you are talking about an extremely profitable night, going 3-2, and then hitting a plus money jab with significant. What you caught it at +360,
+310.
plus 310 on the Soto homer. He was due as well. I mean, weird about that is majority of Mets batters are due right now. They're not doing anything. So feel on one when it's a sweat for the sake of what's happening with them as a team. Soto capable of that against most starting pitchers in the league. Gets the job done there. And that actually came against the reliever, didn't it? That came in the bull against a bullpen pitcher, I believe.
I know it was in the 4th inning, but Littell may have already been out because the Mets were at around 6 or 7 runs. So he might have already been pulled by then. So, yeah, I think it was by the bullpen.
I go 3-2 in our official punches last night, 2-0 on our jabs. We hit the Rays, like you mentioned, at plus 1.5 last night. Sweaty, but we covered with the win. Not sweaty in the sense that it could have gotten ugly there at the end if they didn't get those outs. Reds, Rockies, Curtis, we had the under 8.5. And one of those games where you probably should have took a first 5 under. You feel good about the starting pitcher matchups. You think that there's going to be a groove they get into and both can stay in the matchup just late enough to keep the runs low. And that was the case until these guys are not in the game anymore. Then a handful of runs come in and we lose the under 8.5 on the Reds, Rockies. Reds get the job done. Probably should have took their money line last night with how hot they've been. Unfortunate there, though. 1-1 in the MLB last night. We had VJ Edgecombe 6+ rebounds at plus 102. He covers that for us with 7. They were fighting back. You knew they need their athleticism in the game. I thought that was maybe going to get ugly enough to get him pulled early, but he covers those rebounds just early enough in that 4th quarter for us. Him and Maxey just attack the glass. They kind of have to. They've gotten used to doing so, having him beat out. You know, that's one of those things that Dick Nurse is going to prioritize, trying to not lose anything when you have a player that comes out and that next man up mentality. But I was worried Maxey, then the rate he was bringing it in was going to maybe cost us VJ, but he got to that 5th one when we needed him to in the 3rd and then pulls down that 6th and ends up grabbing a 7. So we hit a plus money there. Knicks, Hawks over 213.5. No sweat on that one, Curtis. We hit. And then opposite on the Spurs, Thunder. Kind of felt like once the Thunder, Spurs, Blazers. Once they got up, you felt like they were gonna just run away with it, and there over on that one kind of got cooked. So we go 3-2 on the night in our officials. We hit the Cat 12+ rebounds. He started off slow. Mm-hmm. This was like one of those. I'm watching. I'm like, do I rebet it? Do I take the 10+ for plus money? Do I take the 8+ for plus money? And then he starts pulling them down, and it goes crazy. He ends with 14 for us there. And then the Oilers, Ducks. No game had finished under 6.5 goals in this series before last night. We wanted to take the chance, and we cover. Ducks get the win 4-1 over the Oilers, and we cover the 6.5 goals. So 2-0 on the jabs. Those don't go to the record, but just for the night in general. Curtis, let's look into the night of sports for tonight because we don't have a show tomorrow. So if there's any Thursday props, we'll go ahead and give some of those out today. If not actual props, where we're leaning based on where the odds at and where the potential lineups are at, depending on if it's NBA at the night or not at the moment. Let's look into tonight and then see if we've got any leans for tomorrow. And then we'll go into some potential Oaks and Derby picks if we've got those ready as well. What do you like for tonight officially, Curtis? Actually, you want me to start? Because I've got NBA for us tonight.
Yeah, you can go ahead and run it for us, Roman.
I've got 2 official punches in the NBA for team props. We've got 1 player prop that I'm going to let you talk me on or down about. But, Curtis, I don't think the Pistons are going to come back in this series. I don't even know if they win tonight. However, I know that they're going to make adjustments tonight. I know things are going to look different tonight. They're going to have to get more offense if they want an opportunity of winning this game. It is back in Detroit. But we've seen the Magic defend well in this series. I just don't think that with the desperation you'll see, at least out of the first half from those Pistons, that this is going to be a lower scoring game like we've seen where both teams aren't reaching that 100 mark, Curtis. I'm on the over 211.5 in the Pistons Magic. I think Pistons come out of the gates firing. I think Magic match that and keep this close for the entirety of the game. And we get one of those 109 to 107, 106 victories, right? And we cover that 211. Next play on the night, I suspected this line would move. We gave this line out earlier in the Mike Rutherford show. Official punch in the Running with Roman show today, our official Big X Big Bet was the Lakers money line, and we're extending that into the Ticket Punchers, Curtis. except on the spread. Lakers have been sitting at 4.5 all day. I'm catching them at 3.5 right now. We're going to go ahead and lock that in. Lakers 3.5. They close this series out tonight. We've already gotten word yesterday that KD will be out. Oh, we got word 2 days ago. Or was it yesterday? I'm already forgetting. But we got word that KD's going to be out in game 5.
2 days ago, I believe.
Yes, they got the job done without KD in the last game. I get it. That was in Houston. That was in desperation mode.
Desperation, yep.
This is just different. We could have gave up that game. We could afford to lose that, right?
Yeah, you have some leeway.
They also can't afford to lose this one. 2 games in a row like that. It's just a lot of pressure. Bron got his legs back under his feet with that extra day of rest. In this game, give me the Lakers at 3.5 tonight, Curtis, to cover that. And then the player prop I'm on tonight, it's an interesting one. I'm rocking with James Harden on the 20-plus points. And I know this is where James can start getting shaky in a series, but I've seen him already do it against the Raptors once in this series, be the best scorer on the floor. I think that they've had some weird adjustments to some lineups on both sides of this game, but in particular, the Rockets still figuring it out and how they wanted to defend out there on the perimeter. He had 19 points in the last one, 18 points in the game before that, 22 in the first game, 28 in the second one. With them being back in Cleveland tonight, Curtis, I think James Harden and them boys get the job done. In particular, though, Harden from 3. I think he gets going again tonight in this one and gets over that 20-point hump like he's been right there near, just 1 3-pointer away in the last 2 games. And he covers this in all 4 games in this series so far. So I think he gets back over 20 tonight against the Raptors. Those are my 3 official punches in the NBA tonight. Curtis, give me a reaction on that James Harden prop if you've got one, and then let us know what you've got in the NBA tonight.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the Harden prop. He's going to have to be aggressive back at home. So 20 points, he should be right around there tonight. I'll be actually on his counter, his countermate, his backcourt buddy, and Donovan Mitchell. Over the 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He played pretty bad in both road games in Toronto, but coming back home where he's more comfortable, had some really good games in game 1, game 2, finishing with 39 and 42 PRA. So I think he gets to 37 tonight. So that's my only official punch in the NBA. I did drop 2 official punches earlier in the MLB, splitting those 1 and 1. We were on the Yankees total home runs over 1.5. They get shut out, unfortunately. Had a good matchup, but bats were just kind of sluggish tonight. So that didn't come through. We were also on the Red Sox Blue Jays over 8.5. They finished right at 9, getting a run, the bottom of the 8th for the Blue Jays. So thank the Blue Jays for that. And we're going to be on a few more punches in the MLB as well. First one, the Arizona Diamondbacks plus the half run in the first 5. I got this at minus 135. And I think they have the obvious pitching advantage in this matchup. Eduardo Rodriguez, 2-0 with a 2.98 ERA. He's not in the best form in terms of his last 2 starts, but he started the season off very hot. But even if he's not his best in tonight's matchup, I think the Diamondbacks can get the Brandon Sprout sitting around a 6 ERA, and he's got shelled a few times this season. So I think the Diamondbacks can be tied or leading after the first 5 innings. And then I'll also be on the Royals team total over 4.5 at minus 120. Royals, not the best offensive start to the season, but they've been heating up as of late, scoring 4, 11, 12, 6, 6, 6, 5 runs in their last handful of games. And they're on the road versus Luis Severino, who was considered the ace for the Athletics, but he hasn't been playing like an ace. And both of the home starts, he's gave up 4 runs to the Rangers and then 5 runs to the White Sox in a hitter-friendly ballpark. I think the Royals can get to 5 runs tonight. So I do love both of those plays in the MLB. And then I know yesterday we took Sal Stewart for a home run, but we're going to dub back. He's versing the pitcher that he was supposed to face last night in Tomoyuki Sagano. So he'll actually be starting tonight. Gives up a lot of sharp contact. Wind still blowing out at Great American Ballpark. So I paired him up with Yordan Alvarez, but the Astros and Orioles game got postponed, so now it's just a straight bet for Sal. I got Sal Stewart around plus 341 this morning, so we like Sal to get a home run as a jab. So those will be my official punches and the jab.
I like it. I'm on one extra punch for tonight outside of the MLB and NBA, Curtis. We're in the NHL again. A little bit of extra rest for the Lightning and Canadians tonight, coming into this one at 2-2 on the matchup, on the series matchup. Lightning at home in Tampa. I got them winning this one straight up, Curtis. Taking the advantage in this series after having gone down and battled back into it. I think Lightning recommand the advantage in this series now. And I think they're going to go on to win it. But I think that happens here in Game 5 with the pivotal Game 5 from the ice for them. Give me the Lightning money line at minus 166 as well for my final official punch of the night. I wanted to give us out one more plus money jab as well, Curtis, because we've been pretty consistent with the plus money props being given out and on player props and us having some pretty good success on them this season so far. This one's going to be, it's a sweaty one for sure, but Scotty Barnes at 8+ rebounds at plus 112 for another rebound plus money prop here, Curtis. I mean, he's been aggressive all series long, has been struggling to consistently get to this 8 mark in this series, having only done so once with 9 rebounds in the last game, 5 before that. I think he plays with that same aggression here in this one, though, Curtis, and I see him getting to that 8 rebound mark. But we're going to play this one as a jab. You only done it once in 4 games. Not going to take the chance and act like it's some guaranteed set thing when that's never the case in betting, but definitely not with this prop. Still going to throw a little bit of cash on there for that plus 112 on a player that's capable of getting well over 8 rebounds against any team in the NBA. I know some matchups keep him out of the paint a little bit more than expected, and then he hasn't been attacking the offensive glass at the rate that we really, really would like him to for betting rebound props, but shows that he can be aggressive, shows that he still has it in this series, and I think he goes out there and snags 8 of them tonight. Curtis, you still with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can hear you still. Camera went out there. Got a black screen, but as long as we can hear you, that's all that matters. We got a few more minutes before we round out the show today. Like we mentioned, obviously 3-man front on tomorrow from 5:30 to 6, so we don't do a Thursday show. We need to start doing a Thursday stream later in the evening if we can get to it, or maybe a Thursday morning show if we can start making that happen potentially going forward. But we will be out Friday. I'll be out Friday. Curtis is going to be doing a show maybe by himself on Friday via YouTube and X only. Maybe have Matt Childress joining him. Maybe I join him virtually for a few minutes as well, just to list out some of my Friday punches from the track, maybe give out a horse race bet or two. Curtis, though, you said you've been digging a little bit. I don't know if you've gotten to do a Oaks dig or not, but what couple of Derby horses are you going to be in on if you've gotten to dwindle them down?
Yeah, I honestly forgot to put all of them in my notes, but the one that I was eyeing real heavy was that 6-horse Commandment. I believe he's 6-1 right now, but
yep.
I just like what he's done in his past few races. They say this is a really good horse, so I'm gonna listen to the experts there. And then what? Go ahead, Roman.
I was gonna say Commandment's gonna be one that we're on. We've heard about the success that he's had leading into this race, being one of the faster, bigger horses in this race. So I'm gonna play a little bit of something on Commandment as well.
Yeah, so I like Commandment. Renegade, obviously the favorite, but we know the post position is not the greatest, so he's gonna have to get out and kind of lead the pack, and I don't think that's his kind of style. I think he can be there at the end, but I don't know if I like Renegade to win at the 1 horse. But another horse, sort of a more long shot, is Emerging Market at 15-1.
Yes.
He'll be in some exotic plays for me. I'll probably play some show bets or in a superfecta for him. But those are 2 right now that I have. Actually, I'll drop one more. Golden Tempo, the 19 horse as well at 30-1. A guy that kind of likes to stay in the back and then kind of gain traction at the end as you're coming around that last
he's a stalker.
half mile. So yeah, he reminds me of like Sierra Leone, not as good, but one of those who doesn't like to start off fast, and then at the end that's when you go. So I think Golden Tempo can definitely be in the mix as well at the end. So he'll definitely be in some superfectas as well for me.
I would not be surprised at all with what I've heard about Golden Tempo and some of the excitement centered around him and the way that he's typically run as well. Like those picks there from Curtis. Let us know here on the Game Day Mental text line or in the YouTube chat who you are in on for the Derby or maybe for the Oaks if you've got one. Curtis, we're kind of now rounding out to the end of the show. A few more minutes before we get out of here. Let's just go ahead and pick some of these matchups for tonight. Who wins, who covers in the 3 NBA games? We'll start with that with the 7 p.m. game on Prime Video. Pistons Magic. Detroit 10.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I like the Magic in the 10.5 here. I was on Detroit that second game where they actually did cover and won that game. But just with the way the Magic are defending the Pistons right now, you're not getting much out of Jalen Duren. I've got to be on the Magic with that amount of points.
I'm on the plus 10.5. I don't think the Pistons have shown that they can blow this Magic team out of the water like that. Yeah. I get in desperation mode, down 3-1. You're the first seeded team. You're not going to expect them to go out like that. I think they win. I think the Magic cover. Second game on ESPN, 7:30, Raptors, Cavs. Cavaliers 9.5-point favorites. Don't be surprised if that moves to 10.5 by 7:30 hits. Who do you like to cover in this one, Curtis?
I lean towards the Cavaliers to cover.
Same.
This has been a series where the home team has pretty much ruled. I know Cavs, they barely covered in both home games, winning by 13 and 10. But I think they can do just enough again back at home. So, yeah, I'm on the Cavs.
I like it. I am as well. Lakers Rockets last game, 10 p.m. Curtis. Lakers down to 3.5-point favorites here. Who do you like? Who covers?
Yeah, so Lakers, it's been close games. Lakers have been covering the number. Well, they was underdogs in most of those. I think I like the Lakers minus the short number and 3.5. And Austin Reeves may be back as well to boost that offense.
Yep.
So I'll lean Lakers.
I like it. I'm with you on all three of those picks, Curtis. So we go Lakers minus 3.5, Magic plus 10.5, and Raptors minus 9.5. We'll go ahead and just play all three of those for the sake of the fun in all three games. Might as well take use of them giving out all these boosts on those types of props. I'm with you there, Curtis. And then in the NHL tonight, Curtis, let's go over these three matchups. Canadians, Lightning at 7 o'clock, 2-2 on that series. It's in Tampa Bay. Who do you like in that one?
Yeah, I like Lightning to take Game 5.
Game 6 in the Pittsburgh Penguins, Philadelphia Flyers series. Philadelphia leading 3-2. This one's on the Philadelphia ice. Who do you like in this one, Curtis?
I'm going to be honest. Flyers need this game. If they don't win this game, I think they're going to blow a 3-0 lead. So I think Flyers come out with that intensity at home, get the job done.
I agree. I'm going to play I agree that the Flyers win, but I'm going to play Penguins at plus money. Just for the sake of the fact that you're down like that and you've already come back a little bit, I'm going to play them to for the sake of betting, I'm going to play that plus 102 on a small sprinkle because I do believe Philadelphia wins. However, this one's looking like it could get chalky. Mammoth, Golden Knights, Utah, Vegas, 10 p.m. Curtis. This series is tied at 2-2, pivotal Game 5 here in what's been an extremely, extremely close series, each and every one of these games. Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, I think this is the toughest game out of them all. Oof, Mammoth coming off that OT loss. I'm gonna lean to them to take care of business as underdogs. So I'm gonna go to Mammoth there. I think we may have Roman dropped out of the
Mammoth, the new team trying to get things done here, Curtis. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mammoth there.
That's going to wrap us up here for our picks on the night of sports. We didn't get a chance to give out those Thursday picks, but we will have those on X for you guys either tonight or tomorrow and throughout the weekend of horse race betting as well. This has been the Ticket Punchers here on 96.1 FM, 1450 AM. And Curtis, without further ado,
let's go punch those tickets.
Let's go punch those tickets. Thank you all so much for listening. Shout out to the podcast listeners. We'll be back on Friday. I'll be back with us on next week. All right, Curtis, great show, my man. Let's go punch those tickets. Let's go make some money, dog.
Yes, sir.